Okay, well, last weekend, well, I got some extra wood from Beechmere. There was leftover short pieces. So I've been taking those pieces and making little shelves back here, trying to take maximum space. And then I moved this light, which used to be facing that way. This way, I make it face down. Now the problem is well, actually this isn't a problem. So I got a lot of light here. I can see all my tools and everything, but I don't have a lot of light here. And I don't have a lot of light here. So went to Amazon and bought 4 really cheap lights. They're LEDs and they are cheap. Did I mention how cheap they are? It was like $20 for the whole 4 of them. And they're cheap. They're also supposed to have a pull chain instead of that little thing there. So I'm going to run electricity up here, over here to the switch here. Then I'm going to go back and up and around. And then I'm going to put an outlet right up there. So that will power this, which is temporarily powered by the light switch here. And then I got them chained together a little odd. So my goal is to get this area lit, which is, then I also have a light over here. So now I got like a continuous decent light here. But as I work in the Marauder or whatever car's like right here, now I got light up above. So you can see over here. So again, we'll do the simulation of off and then on. Then I was going to just shoot it right over there, but then I realized, okay, Chris, there's going to be kayaks there in a couple weeks because the kayaks hang up there during the winter when they hibernate. So that's not going to work. Like, can't shine through there. So I decided, you know what? I'll make a change here, and I'll just got to take a 45. That kind of picks up over there. Then if I got a car over here, I can see over here. And then I put another one in the middle, so now this whole area is pretty well lit. So if we turn on more of the lights, I got, well, let's see. Let's turn on all the lights. Just light the whole place up. Of course, what I should have done is just put a whole bunch of light strips right down the middle a long time ago. All these things have been converted to LEDs. So if we turn on all the lights, let's see how bright she don't get. So that's with all the lights on. So it's overall, it's not bad. I got a little darkage over there. And again, what do I do here? So probably what I'll end up doing is, I don't know, maybe I'll put another light switch over here and I can pull power off an outlet over there. But I got this light, this light, this light, that. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11, 12. I lost count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So, yeah, well, there you go. Well, Georgia walked out and hadn't seen her for a while, but I think she's cracked the nut on the water fountain. She's been circling this for weeks. She hears the water. Now she's found the water. Right out of the dish. George, what are you doing? So at work we have these goopy pods that have espresso in it, and I like to make iced coffee. And there's no milk, hasn't been milk for months, and this is the sign that we used to have. She used to say, bring your own milk, then it was a cow, then I added, I'm utterly disappointed. Utterly, get it? It's a joke. Certain people will get this joke. Okay, so I've looked through, God damn it, there's my dog, Georgia! I cannot leave her for a moment. Anyhow, I looked through the records. I can't see any record of the spark plugs ever being changed, and now she's running away. So I bought new spark plugs a couple weeks ago. That was expensive. It was like $60. I don't know if they're made out of platinum. Well, actually, they are made out of platinum. So platinum is a little expensive. So not quite sure where she's going here. So we're going to change down the spark plugs. This, of course, doesn't have wires. It's got coils, and part of the engine's underneath the dash. So I hear that that's going to be a little fun to do. But again, 120,000 miles, same spark plugs. Now the idle is a little rough, which could be a multitude of things. But I'm assuming that the spark plugs need to be changed. The other thing is, the van's 5 years old, and last couple of years when you put it in gear, you kind of like to have to rev the engine a little bit for the power to build up in the transmission. It could be a multitude of things, but usually that just means you're low on fluid. So, of course, Dodge in their infinite amusement or stupidity, they don't provide a dipstick. There's a hole, there's a fill place. But, yeah, so I bought a dipstick. There's a way to modify the oil dipstick to use, and it just seemed like a pain in the butt. So I got this table here. I'm just going to get an initial reading, but I believe I'll get a 62T and find out where I am on this. What I'm supposed to do is get in there, run the engine through all the gears, record the temperature of the fluid, then look at the fluid in the chart here. As you can see, from 16 millimeters to 48, there's a huge difference. I don't know why fluid expands so much, because technically it doesn't. I don't know what this does. Anyhow, we're going to get a baseline reading, so it should be above 4. If it's below 4 millimeters, then we're definitely going to fill on that. And this goes in here. And then the hole is, she's right down there. So right there, there's a little plug here that we just got to pull right out. Voila, plug. So that's today's thing. I did check, I already have some fluid. She takes the ATF4, which we got right on the shelf, literally. It's on the shelf in my warehouse here, as you can see. Our recycling is down to every 2 weeks, and we just seem to get a lot of recycling. You got something to do with this Amazon place. Send a lot of crap. So, yep, that's the goal here. Okay, so there's a cabin air filter, the gasket along the top of the plastic piece that is now off. Then this is the side covers. They go over the strut air, the brake fluid, and this plastic. I finally figured this thing's got all sorts of weird little latches, slidey things. It's just pretty complicated to pull out. So you had to pull these little tabs out. And, I don't know how you're supposed to do it. This thing's like made out of freaking fiberglass. It's not just plastic. It's like a stressed member. Found the 4 screws, so you can take the cover off. Hey. So there's our engine. That's plastic. So spark. This isn't too bad once we got this off of there. I had to take this off with the goofiest little connectors. This thing's designed to slide out. So got all that out. This is, I think, the computer. It's in like this tray that I guess it's designed to get dunked with water and then it drips out. I'm not quite sure. Probably best just leave that the heck alone. So I think these are my injectors or spark regulators. I think that's the O2 sensor right there. I can see that. These look like they got some sort of special, don't break them or something. Knock sensor? No, camshaft sensor. But yeah, other than the one right here, this should be pretty easy. Oh, this thing was a bear. She didn't want to come out. She just basically said, no. There's the oil filter. It's a lot easier to see now. Plastic comes off. So we're going to have to clean this too. So this is going to be like a multi-day affair, I think. But yeah, we just have to figure out how to get these specialized slidey, clippy. How the heck do you release? I have no fucking idea. Does this whole thing have to come out? I don't know. There's probably a video. I think this is the time where, oh, wait, there's a little plastic thing. Ow. Okay. That had a little bit of excitement there. Ow. Let's see if I could do all 4 of these by smashing my hands. That'd be cool. Okay, that comes out. So there's 3 wires. That looks like a coil. There's got to be a better way to do this. Smashing your fingers 2nd time. 3rd time, technically. Okay. So now what do we do? Well, key goes in there. That looks important. Except that coil. Well, I'm probably going to need a special tool here. So we get the YouTube tool out. Okay, I got tired of waiting for the video to queue up. So basically you put your thumb in there and you squeeze that, then the cable comes out and you hurt yourself. That's 4 out of 5 so far. Then you just kind of put your finger there and you yank on the freaking thing. That didn't work. Even my thumb? No, thumb won't fit in there. Well, anyhow, the coil, they come right out. So this one just kind of slides right out of there. Then now you can see the sparkulators down there. So yeah, that wasn't too bad. It's got a nice little pull thing. We gotta clean this up too. We're definitely gonna be here all day. There's no pretty nice fluid stuff or whatever anti-corrosion in there. No. this tube for? That looks important. That definitely looks important. Maybe that goes down there? I don't know. It's hot. I thought I already cooled this off. Let's see if we can do number 5. Oh, hey, I didn't smash my thumb. Let's see, we'll do number 6 without smashing my thumb. This one's gonna be a thumb smash. Almost. She thought about it. Okay, so that's out, and we're just gonna pull up. There we go. That was a good example. This one goes there, maybe. We've got this bar up here, so just pull this right up. There we go. You can see how this bar could be in the way, because she is in the way. That's an external Torx. God knows where that goes. Someplace important. Maybe we'll put that right there. I don't know. How are we gonna get that out? Nobody knows. Well, help me. It's got all this shit right here. There we go. Okay, so no, it wasn't there. Guess all we have is this one over here, but she ain't coming out. Well, maybe we'll watch the video and figure out how to get. Oh, she's not coming out because the cable's not pulled out yet. I say, out, cable. There we go. That might help. We just gotta slide around there. She came out like a newborn baby. Ooh, even came out with the metal thing. So now we gotta go find a spark plug wrench. If it's way down there. Way down. We'll zoom in. Way down there. Yep. Okay, that works pretty well. Ironically, a couple of weeks ago, I found this garage sale. She's articulating dedicated spark plug wrench. She's got a little rubber thing in there, but only a couple of them came out, so we're gonna use our. What the hell's that kid doing? Just sitting there. Get a job, kid. So we need number 3. So we'll squeeze that down there. So pull number 3 out. These are surprisingly warm. Probably because I drove the car for 45 minutes coming home. Oh, there goes the number C's. So then we need number 4 here. So we'll just shove this down there. I don't think it's gonna come back up. It's all good. There we go. Another spark plug. So we're gonna read these spark plugs a little bit. That one's hot too. We have some hot plugs here. And there should be one left in there. I'm just gonna get down around there. I'm pretty sure somebody changed on these. So what the heck's happening here? We got a failure to remove here. So open that up. Well, help me understand. What I need is another light. Oh, there we go. Oh, well, apparently this one isn't coming out because it's not loose enough yet. So let's just slide this in there. Let's unthread the whole thing. There. Fuck. That'd be the sound of the spark plug hitting the ground. I think I've located her. I think she's right. Enhance. 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 She's... I can see her. Why can't I see her at the enhancement? De-enhance. She's right down there. Enhance. Well... there she is. Right there. Right there. Somebody's gonna have to go in there and get that. Well, there she is. Right there. Because we already lost one bolt. It fell off here, went down here, and it's down there. So the good thing is the plastic tray that comes with these is still intact. The bad thing is the plastic tray that's in here is still intact. So that's near the end. We're gonna look for that. And that's all aluminum right down there. That right down there is aluminum. That's neat. Okay, ooh, we gotta figure out the gaps in the Torx. The spark plugs. We do not want to use all the Torx. That would be bad. Well, I didn't expect this, so I pulled out the dipstick, and she's all the way near the top. Oops. So clearly it's not 4 millimeters. It's all the way there, blue. That didn't come out well. There we go. Well, help me understand. So that's like 144 millimeters. Well, she's like a snake. I have no idea why it's so freaking long. Focus, focus, focus. There we go. So yeah, it's up to 140. 140 is not even on the chart, so we'll have to get the car and start it. Meanwhile, on this, clearly to get to the back of the engine, because this is a 6-cylinder. This is intake number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I gotta take this whole plastic piece off, which is ironic because I just took that off a couple weeks ago to replace the cabin air filter, which is along here. So this is also looking like a fuse thingy, so that's going to be interesting because I want to reseat those and clean them, because every once in a while my dash just freaks out and resets itself. Okay, well, we're trying to find the Torques. So these are Bosch's, which is a good German brand, and overall they look pretty good. Of course, they're not going to look like new. They are platinum. These are double platinum, whatever the heck that means. These are not. These are NGKs. But one thing right off the bat is we can see that they're similar size, and that is good because we don't want to put the wrong depth in there and hit the top of our cylinder. We can see that they're definitely platinum because they have a little tiny thing on there. Other than that bug being there, they're just a little bit of carbon. They're looking pretty good. It's white ash. Yeah, I'm saying these aren't bad. If these are original, they're still actually usable, so I'm going to keep on those. What I don't know is the gap, so that's the distance between there and there, and I got to set these. They're probably set from the factory, but I at least need to double check them once I know what it is. But yeah, those are not bad. I've seen much worse. A little bit of deposit over here, but yeah, they've been in there for at least 20,000 miles because I put 23,000 miles on it. So back to the gapping thing. Gotta find the gap. Okay, again, these are supposed to come pre-gapped, so we're just gonna check on the gap. So the gap on here is approximately a little more than 1 millimeter, so that one's good. So we pop that off, then we carefully slide the spark plug into here. Again, there's rubber in there, and then we're just gonna carefully let that slide down there. Then of course, you should always hand thread these, because if you cross thread them, you'll be hating life a lot. And yeah, we'll just repeat until we're done. Then we'll come back with the torque wrench and tighten them up to 17 foot-pounds. And repeat. Okay, all the plugs are in. I've torqued them down to whatever torque is supposed to be, 17 newton meters or something like that. I've cleaned off the coils, and then I'm just going to put a little dab of dielectric grease on there, and that hopefully will keep these from corroding. So I don't want to do this again soon. Okay, now I'm going to just add a little dab of dielectric grease to each one of these ends here, then plug all these in. Okay, she's all done. Got the cover back on, this cover, the air intake, put this back on, put that back in there. This has been broken. I need to replace the neck clip, but got the cover over the brakes. I think I need a little fluid here. So my next step is to change all the fluids. So the brake fluid, steering fluid, transmission fluid, differential fluid, and radiator fluid as part of the 120,000 miles. So these are the tools we used. This is used to take off the plastic cover here. Then flashlight to find the bolt. She was right down there. Once I located her by banging on the bottom, I could hear it bouncing around. It was over here, so I just kind of reached down there and grabbed it. Torque wrench, spark plug wrench. Use this little claw. She's really handy to get the spark plugs out. This is used to put the little clips, screws on for this plastic piece and the air cleaner. Then this, which apparently is not magnetic. Thought it was. It's a pet dish. So guess I need to get this back to the dogs because that is not magnetic. And then some rags. So back to over here. We're gonna, after dinner, fire this up, put in all the gears, hook up the computer ODBC thing, and see if we get the temperature on there and get this read. I really wish this dipstick wasn't so long. But there's food coming. I hear it. It's cooking. Okay, so today I'm going to be putting the blocking. The blocking has to be over the beam. It has to be at least 50% of the height. So I want them lower because I'm going to be putting in the rubber trough, which will come down 2 inches at the edge here from the top. So it gives me about 3.5 inches. The other reason for this blocking is twisting. So this being pine, it's been wet. You can see right here that there's already a gap, so I can pull this in, and then this one is at the bottom, it's twisted this way. So by doing the blocking, it gives me another point of contact to bring this back in. To loosen this a little bit because that's obviously moved. So what I'll do is I'll clamp those as needed together with 2 clamps and then nail it together. So then repeat. So I'm starting this edge, this one's fixed, so I'm going out that way. Got 2 pieces cut there, then I'll start going this way, and just basically measuring the distance between the 2 here. It should match over here. And repeat. Okay, first one's a little crooked. I got my level out, second one, but subsequent to that, now these are staggered, so I did that so I could easily screw and unscrew these if needed. So one lays on that joist, one lays on this joist. Staggered, that's what that means. So yeah, about halfway done. Using up my scrap boards. I think I got 1 or 2 left, and then I got to pull out a full board. But as I have a whole bunch of them, I certainly have the material. I just want to use the scraps first. So, and again, this is 5.5 inches deep. Definitely sturdier. I mean, when you get these locked in, it's getting harder and harder to move these. Maybe that's because of the weight. I don't know, maybe because I'm clamping them. But yeah. So after this, the next thing to do is run a string from there to there. Use my hands here. And then just to find out which ones are too long and then cut them down. And then I'm going to put a piece of wood hanging out every couple of feet. I'm going to clamp that wood to the top so that it's underneath the joist. And then, yeah, I'm gonna get the neighbor. We'll just pop that board out and put it on the front. And then all we need to do then is just zipper in. So I got some super bolts for that. There are 5.5 inch bolts designed for the back board. And yeah, then next thing we do the membrane. And next Friday, the 14th, if you'll be in Winston-Salem, you can come join me, load decking into the truck. So I'm going to Winston-Salem. It's gonna make a long weekend of it and combining it with the trip to see Sophie and finish that fun roof that we started. And yeah, there we go. So somebody may be wondering how I'm doing this. So again, I'm staggering these joists. They're over 8 joists. I'm using long deck screws. Now these are Phillips, which I hate, but I got a box for these for $1. So I'm using those. There's some of them right there. Then I'm clamping this one to make sure that this board's down. This one's clamped down. Then I check my angles here, make sure that they're square. Now you can see this is flush here, not there. So I'm gonna have to clamp this. Then I use my super fancy articulating drill here. She doesn't have a lot of power, but she'll get right through. This is called pre-drilling. This is because I'm not clamping, I'm not tightening the board to anything, the outer board. I'm just trying to clamp it to this. So I don't need any thread power here. I need it all in here. So I'll make 4 holes there. Then I'll drive the screws home with my newer Surge and then repeat. So I'll have to put a clamp pretty much at the bottom and the top, because you see it's not touching here and it's not really touching here. Then if this is floating, now notice this is higher than this, so it looks like these are floating, but they're really not because they're rested on there. It is what it is. Then we repeat. So sometimes I get the top clamp to clamp, but the bottom clamp I can't just get it in there to close it up. So I've got a screw in the top here and the top here. I'm gonna move this clamp down to the bottom. This clamp really torculates, whereas this one's just doesn't have the same strength. So that's why we have different ones. And then yeah, it's important to be in a really precarious position too, in a ladder. And yeah, that helps. I don't know why it does. Give a garage update. I added a few shelves over there to hold various things, ODVC. The ladder's on the outside, so that stuff, as long as it doesn't stick out. Still got to move this white thing to the basement, but that's a given. Did, however, get rid of all the recycling. I think I'm about max capacity here as far as shelving goes. I'm thinking about adding a couple over here, but that's about it. She's pretty well full in. Still got to fill the hole over here for the HVAC. She's over here, up there, right there. Yeah, you can't see that. Nope, can't see. Did, however, get the car lift open. That was a magnificent addition. So I still got to move this. This comes apart in two pieces. It weighs all the weights. I mean, just take every weight and put it together. Got to move that, this to the basement. These are boxes of parts that I got from the guy I bought the car engine from, which is over here. I'm going to hold on to those a little bit longer, but I'll probably donate those. But yeah, I can actually see my lift. So the next step is I'm going to go see at the place that milled this down, can do one more last pass. Now that I filled all the holes, then I can just put a thin polymer coat on there and call that's done. I got to take the, another thing to put in the basement. I got to take the legs out and grind them down and then spray paint them with polyurethane clear. But I'm almost to the point where I can put my car in the lift here. So I got to change the differential and the transmission fluid and the brakes. So in this guy, week number 73, and they still haven't called. Kind of fix on the drain here for the sunroof. Fix that side. This side, I think she decoupled right around here. So we're going to have to deal with that before I put her back outside. But basically, we're going to just take the head off with the engine in there. So I got to take timing belt off. Not a problem, it's already broken. Basically, yeah, I think it should take about an hour. Then we're going to evaluate the heads as far as, are they totally ruined, or the cylinders, and if they're not, then we're going to go ahead and take those valves, put them on here, the ones that are bent. We're going to clean up on them, put a little polishing compound, spin them. We'll do that upstairs in the workshop. This, I'm like this close to just tearing her apart now that I've got semi-access over there. Oh, when the table's done, the table goes inside. And I got my room back. I can start working on termination. This is just temporary. I got a whole bunch of cable at a garage sale for the shed. So this is going to be handy. If it's not used there, I'll use it for other things. But we got a lot of, well, we got a decent amount. When I say a lot, I mean for free. I can't complain. I got a lot more than I would have otherwise. Those are the clamps I used today. And yeah, these are leftover 2x6s because I ripped down the 2x10s. These are actually 4 inches by 1.5 inches, so they're quasi nominally sized. Because we're going to be roofing shortly, we'll be needing this and we'll be needing this. But when we're done with the roof, we can put those back where they belong. Got a carburetor for this guy. So she's a concrete saw. This has 2 plans. It's immediate future. So, yeah, my drainage pipe that runs right through here that keeps draining my house away. You can see over here, well, it's dropped down about 3 inches. So then there's a big crack. Now this piece I can't save. So I'm just going to use that saw and just cut this out. Then at that point, I got egress. Then I can cut this along here and I can take this piece out. Then I can jackulate on this. Somehow I'm going to raise that. And then I can put stuff underneath there. Get this to float back up. Don't want to go as far as this, but maybe if I flip this up and remove that too. There's a lot of flipping and moving around here, but we're all done, then we'll pour a new one here. But that's what that saw is going to be used for one thing. And it's an outdoor thing. This could be done until like almost December. The other place is in the basement. I got a wall. She's 10 feet, about a 1.5 feet wide, about 6 feet high. If I take all that concrete out, Maybe I get the kids to break up little pieces and put underneath here. Yeah, that'll never happen. Then I got room to put all of this wood, which is 2x6s. Those I've already got a place for. Then I'm gonna take and build me a rack for those canoe kayaks right here. And then I got a little more room for this. Those are my winter tires. So there's plans, there's ideas, all sorts of things going on here in my head. All sorts of things. Yeah, because the goal here is to get that running, which I spent most of the spring moving all that for. So it's all a plan. Just got to realize it. Okay, so today I put a string across there. I'm cutting the longer ones, and I've got the first, I'm up to about there. Need to do a couple over here, but the sun is right in my eyes, and because the way my saw has lots of meat over here, I'm cutting this way up and I just see the sun, that and shaving. So we're moving on to this for the moment. So the goal here is, bought this for $25 a couple years ago, and I got it all back together, and sure enough, like the guy said, I couldn't get it to run. I could make it run, but not idle or, you know, operate properly. So I found this Chinesium carburetor online, and we're gonna go ahead and put this bad boy in there. Being she's German, I know she's all standard, but I don't quite remember how to get this apart. I think I gotta take this off, take the handle out, disconnect the throttle linkage, and then this thing comes up or something. There's bolts over here. I don't know. I do see right away these aren't torquelators, so already we're at a great start. We don't have the right tools, so hopefully we'll get this to run. Okay, so went ahead and wired this up. So as you can see, the wiring goes up and it goes to the 2x4 and then comes over there to that outlet. That's the switch for that, and that controls all those. So that's kind of going to be handy. As you can see, she throws quite a bit of light because there's 4 of them. Maybe I'll order more. I don't know. Man, it's exactly what I want. I wanted light in this general area because obviously I got light over here. Had to run the power feed down through here, over there. Then it goes in that outlet. That was straight before. I had problems getting all that in there because it's a 20 amp wiring and 15 amp wiring. 15 amp is like 10 amps too many that I need, but that's the lowest there is. So, but now at least I got a nice switch. So, whoop, now help me understand. I thought I turned that off. So, that's it. Not only can this not go back to school, it doesn't fit, but these drawers are locked. Couldn't get them out. At first I thought it was humidity, but then I took a closer look and realized that maybe it was jammed-ish. See how that's a little bit bigger on this one? They don't match. So yeah, turns out that probably while transferring this jam. So I'm gonna just do the right thing, just kind of very carefully on the old table saw upstairs and get this to at least not jam. I don't know where the original one went, but that's not good. Okay, so we just kind of cut off 1/4 inch. Maybe too much. I measured that. Well, it did look like it was too much. What the hell? This is 3.5. Oh, 3 3/4. Whoops. Oh well. Okay, so we got all the ends pretty much flush. I clamped a piece of wood underneath here. Now it's just a matter of putting that board. Now, unfortunately, I got to lift it over and in. She's 16 feet long. I was going to do it myself, but I think I'm going to see at the neighbor's home and we get a person each ladder. That way, 2 opportunities to drop it. Again, I think I could do it, but I don't want to. I'll just break things if I drop it. Okay, the neighbor came over and we got 1 screw in. I'm going to go up there and start putting on the others. I'm going to try and make them look a little pretty, but we're using these. These are beastly. They have they're called a spider bit. It looks like Torx, but it's not. So That should do the trick. Okay, well, she's done. I put in all the lag bolts in there, and she's up there. Got a few joists that come up, a few that come down. The ones that come up, we just shave off with the planer. The ones that come down, we're gonna have to put some strips in or something. Although this is less critical than stone because wood can bendulate. Stone doesn't bendulate much. So yeah. Hindsight, I should have aligned one edge so I only had to cut one side, but I didn't. But she's up there. She's getting sturdier every time. The next thing is to put in under supports. So basically extra wood so that when I clamp the railing into the top, it has some place to bite into. I'll be using like 4-inch lag bolts. So I still need to go underneath and drill a hole into the house. I'm gonna put a through bolt, 2 of them, one there and one about there, because I can reach from underneath because the ceiling's still open. Gotta move some things around, but yeah, that way if any of these bolts came out, this would prevent it from falling out. So big washer and a bolt. Always knows the heat sink. It's just gonna take that cold and just shoot it right inside the house. It's all good. I'll throw some spray insulation around that when I'm done. So yeah, it's getting there.